Hey, welcome back to Playfight. This is Cole from Drive Check at Cardfight Vanguard podcast, and today we're doing things a little bit differently. Today we are introducing a new version of Playfight, and it's going to be a common guest, David from Monster Games. I believe he is the manager over there, and we're going to sit down and play through a couple games and kind of explain our thought processes and whatnot. Today we're doing Dark Irregulars versus Dimension Police Standard specifically. There's bound to be some misplays because both of us are still learning the decks and whatnot. But yeah, we'll just jump into it. But before we do, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, that would be great. Really help us out. Other than that, let's just jump into it.
So this is just standard Vanguard. This is the Dimensional Robo deck. We'll go over the deck lists at the end, and this is the new Dark Irregulars deck, Dantarian, Jermaine grade 3, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
Right.
All right.
I'm gonna put 4 triggers back.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these 3 triggers back. So.
Yeah, probably should show you.
Nice.
I should have piled shuffled before. Totally forgot about that.
And we're just going to show hands just so everyone kind of knows what we're looking for. So in this deck, this is my primary ride target on grade 1. On grade 2, it really doesn't matter, so any of these are fine. And then you want to start on Dayusha. So that's what I'm looking to keep, and then I just another random grade 1. So.
And I'm just looking for cards to play at the moment.
All right.
So
cool.
he's a backup grade 3. He's actually really solid. During the Thruster's perfect. Rather not have to ride her, but you know, sometimes you have to. And then there's Perfect Guard, heal, and then she's a grade 3 searcher, so she'll be solid. But I'm not gonna shuffle it again.
We're gonna play these games fairly straight up, so we're not going to like fix our hands so we have optimal rides or anything crazy. So I'm going to try to make it look as legit as possible, and hopefully I will crit him in the face 1,000 times.
I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, we should decide who goes first.
Probably should.
That's a good idea. You have a bucket of dice. We are wildly unprepared.
I do.
7.
I think ish. I have some, but I can get more.
No worries. You figure out who goes first, then I'm going to get a bunch of dice.
That would be you, sir. That is a bucket of dice.
Yep. I have fish bowls of dice. Okay, I'll do my best not to hit the camera leg. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Whoa! Draw my card. All right. Ride, skill, draw a card, and go ahead.
Okay. Stand, draw. We'll ride during the thruster, and I'll draw a card. Interesting. And I'll swing for 6.
6 on 8, so no guard.
Okay. That's a great.
No trigger.
All right, your go.
Okay. Draw. Okay, so I have 2 options for writing here. Either Miracle Dandy or Mad Spectre X. I'm going to ride Mad Spectre X because Miracle Dandy has better shield later in the game. So, ride this guy. And this is more of a combo deck, so I don't really want to do anything special right now, and most likely he's going to take the first point of damage anyway just to get a little bit of resources to use later, so attack.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Draw trigger. Power here and draw.
And I got a critical trigger, so everything there.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Looking for a grade 2. Don't have a grade 2. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and G-assist there.
Okay. Is it called G-assisting anymore? I don't even.
It's still called G-assisting. I guess now it's just like grade assist.
Oh, okay, cool.
5.
Should probably put my phone on silent since this mic picks up everything. Again, guys, first time doing this, wildly unprepared. Bear with us here.
We gotta learn some. Oh, cool.
Okay, what does this guy do? I haven't seen some of these new cards.
placed,
You may when placed, you may soul charge 1. If your soul has at least 5 cards or more, it gets +5. Cool. So it's just going to be on ride soul charge.
Yep.
Vanguard or rearguard circle. Neat. Dank Irregulars, soul charging like a boss.
That is what we do. Some bread and butter.
So just so in case you didn't know what he just did there, he didn't have the appropriate ride target. He picked a grade 2 out of the top 5. He showed me his hand, and this goes. He can choose to take a grade 2. So if he finds one he doesn't want, he doesn't have to take it. But he puts this in his hand, and then he removes 2 cards from the game. That is not going to the bind zone, so it's different from that. It is actually removed from game.
And I'm going to get rid of a perfect card because I'm a protect clan, and I just grab them for free when I ride. And I'm going to get rid of this grade 3 target because I will be able to actually search for another grade 3 that I might want instead.
Cool.
So that's the plan. You're just gone from the game, and then we'll ride Awful Nail.
Soul charge.
Please, soul charge a critical trigger. I don't have 5, so we don't get any extra power. But I will play a Doreen the Thruster back here. So every time a card is put into my soul, it doesn't have to specifically say soul charge. Just whenever a card is put into my soul, she gains 5k power. And then I will play Alluring Succubus, which I'll use her ability right now. So we counterblast, put her into the soul, check the top 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then I'm searching for 2 grade 3s, up to 2 grade 3s. I put up to 1 into my hand and up to 1 into my soul. I only got the 1, so this one's going to go into my hand. And because I don't have any others, I can't put anything into my soul. So now I'll shuffle my deck. And because a card was put into my soul, Doreen the Thruster is going to pop off.
So she's got 2 iterations of her ability. So generally how we do it here, just so everyone knows, if it got a 5k bonus, we'll put a 5 on there. If it's a 10k bonus, you'd put a 1 on there. Since her ability triggered twice, that's 10k, so we'd put a 1.
It only triggered once while she was on the field. Because this one was
Alluring Succubus went in?
That was 1.
Oh, sure.
And I didn't put a grade 3 in, otherwise it would have been 2.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Smarter than me.
I learned that last night. Alright, and now we'll move to attack. So that's 11 plus 9 is 20 at your Vanguard.
So 20 on 10, so I'm going to take it.
Okay. Drive check. Grade 2, Flirtatious Succubus.
Take it. Power, hit a heal trigger. So heal one of these guys.
Splendid.
Alright, my turn?
Yep.
Sick. Draw a card. As you can see at this guy, I'm very good at drawing draw triggers. I excel at it more than anyone else. I'll ride this guy.
I'm really good at getting my heal triggers.
Force marker right there on the Vanguard. So with this deck, because you're just trying to play a Vanguard-centric deck, you just want to put all your force markers just right there in the middle. And now these guys are turned on, so now they're 15k shields. And there it's a continuous bonus. They get a 10 plus 10k shield whenever they're in the guard circle. So it doesn't matter whether you intercept with them or if you guard with them from hand. If I'm a grade 3 Vanguard, they get a bonus. So it's all good. So they're perfect opportunities to use his ability to rest them. So right now 13, this is 23. So if I rest 2 of these, that'd send me up to 33. So we need a booster. Okay, so let's actually call this Army Penguin here. And I will use Dimensional Robo Dayusha's ability and rest these 2. Actually, how do we want to do this? Let's call another penguin. These penguins suck anyway. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's rest these 3 guys and give him plus 30k power. And so then we're going to attack. And since he's at 35 or more, he gets plus a crit.
Okay.
So 30, 43, 53. 53 and an additional crit.
That's a pretty annoying number, so we'll perfect guard that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to take that right now.
So drive check 1, nothing. Drive check 2, nothing. And because he's still on a grade 2, I can poke at him with this 9k.
And I'll take that.
Okay. All right, your go.
Oh, we wanted to take, but that's okay. Stand, draw, ride Dantarian, and then I'll grab a protect gift marker. Also put down another Dorian the Thruster, and then a Flirtatious Succubus. Okay. So we will move to attack with Dantarian. And so that's 18 at your Vanguard.
18. You got any weird... I've never read this card before in my life. Okay. When you would call a Guardian, if you can call a grade 2 or greater from your soul. Alright. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your turn, you may soul charge 2. Okay. When your grade 2 or greater card is put into your soul by an ability, 3 of your rear guards get +5. Okay.
And then what's important is with her.
Okay, at the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard, put this into your soul, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. Okay.
Probably should have attacked with her first, I don't think about it.
Okay, got it.
But
okay.
We're learning.
Okay, so you're at 18?
18, yep.
So 18, so these are 15k intercepts, and since when this guy attacks, it's going to blow up one of these anyway, I kind of want to get him off the board now. So this is, let's see, that's 28, so that's a 1 to pass, and so I intercept again, so no pass.
Okay. Ruthven and a Dark Soul Conductor.
And now if he attacks that and wants to shove this in the soul, he gets to only blow up an army penguin, which I am A-okay with.
Yeah, so we're going to attack for, right now it's 14 at your Vanguard.
14. Now since in this deck you play 8 draws, you have a bunch of these crappy 5k shields, so you want to get use out of them when you can. When normally I'm at 1 and I would just want to take the damage, trying to get some extra counterblast to use. I don't really need these guys, so I'll just guard with this 5k.
Okay, so 5k to pass. So at the end of the turn, this goes in. We'll retire that one.
This army penguin is dead.
And then, yeah, because I put a grade 2 in, these would get power, but it doesn't really matter right now. And also I soul charge 2. Alright, and then your go.
Okay, so stand, draw. Okay. Okay, so playing against Protect with Dimension Police is a little tricky. This card is super important against him because it makes him not only guard with the Perfect Guard or the Protect marker out of his hand, but it also makes him put something else down. So you don't want him to just have to use 2 cards for every time. It makes him have to use at least 3.
Does that say from my hand specifically?
Win play, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguards. When your opponent would call a Guardian from his from hand for a battle, when this guard is attacked during the turn, you must call 2 or more at the same time.
Okay, so I don't think that would work. I mean,
No.
I could guard with 1 card from my soul.
Correct.
That should work.
Yeah, but still, if you try to perfect guard from hand, like this is only lets you use grade 2s. So unless you have a grade 2 Sentinel, that's not gonna benefit you too much.
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna place this guy and Soul Blast 1. None of my Soul Blasts matter, so I'll just get 1 guy out of there. So that ability is live now. And so the reason I'm just calling extra guys is because we want to get his power up to a 45, so it turns on Great Dayusha. Luckily we have a Commander Laurel.
That would do it.
But that wants me to rest a pile of rear guards.
Is it 4?
Yeah, it's rest 4. Counterblast 1, rest 4 rear guards. Choose one of your units that gets double power and additional crit. But in this scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest these 3 and use his ability to give him plus 30. Because it's rest any number of rear guards, and he gets plus 10 for each unit rested. Okay, so that makes him a 43, and with the force marker a 53. And since he's at over 35 again, we're at plus a crit. So 53 and a crit And if you call anything from hand, you have to call 2 things.
Okay, and that works for the whole turn, right?
For the whole turn,
okay.
Yeah.
I actually kind of need the counterblast, and I'm not too worried about it, so I will take that.
Okay. Since he's already seen 3 army penguins, it kind of gives away that I'm playing the a version with more draws, and less crits. So it's where this does add crit pressure return, the likelihood of me getting an additional crit is unlikely. So nothing, and a crit and power here.
All right, and I got a crit as well, so power there. Actually, this matters. So there's 10 there.
Another 10.
We're just gonna do a
20
2 there, and Dimension Creeper.
Perfect. Now I have another ability guy from hand. Well, all right. His ability from hand at the end of the battle that your grade 3 Vanguard attacked, if your Vanguard is at 45,000 power or greater, which it was, and you haven't ridden a grade 3 this turn, I can counterblast 1 and ride this guy from hand. If I do, it gets plus 10 until end of turn. And when placed, choose 3 units in the front row, and they all get plus 10. Okay, so I'm going to ride this guy from hand. I get another force marker. Okay, and whenever you ride, you always ride it standing. Okay, and then he gets plus 10 because his ability activates, and then plus 10 for when he's ridden. So he got a plus 20. Okay, and luckily I hit the crit, so he's at 5 now. So now I can attack, and it's 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, right? Yeah, 53. 53.
And you still get 2 drive checks?
I still get 2 drive checks, and then this is still active. So you have to call 2 cards from hand whenever you would call a card.
Okay.
So the way it works with like perfect guards, if you call the Sentinel, you have to call another card right away before you activate the skill of the Sentinel.
So we'll do that.
Protect marker, call something else.
And Dark Soul Conductor.
And then you can activate the skill of the Sentinel to discard a card and negate the attack.
Oh, that's right. And we'll get rid of a heal trigger.
Perfect. Nothing. Nothing. And if my hand was a little better when I started this turn, I would have had some rear guards up here that would have got an additional plus 10 when I rode this guy. But since my hand kind of stunk, that's where we're at.
Okay.
So that's there, and it's your turn.
So we'll stand everybody and we'll draw. Right. I'll play Blood Sacrifice Ruthven. And then we'll use his ability. So on place, I can either take a card from my drop zone or from my damage zone. I can put it into my soul. And then if I took it from the damage zone, I had to put one, the top card of my deck face down. He has another specific thing, but I don't have the unit that it references to countercharge, so it doesn't do anything. Because I put a card into the soul.
That's grade 2 or greater. You only put a grade 1. Do you want to change? Do you want to put?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it has to be grade 2 or greater.
Oh. Actually,
and you should put that guy in. He's a grade 2, right?
He is a grade 2, but I'd rather put this
sure.
one in.
Perfect. So just rewind.
Rewind.
We're still learning too, guys, so just bear with us. So the Ring of the Mage Dentarian only triggers his ability to give bonuses to the rear guards when he puts a grade 2 or greater.
Oh, if that's the case, then no, I do want to do this because Dimension Creeper.
Okay.
I want him in the soul.
Got it.
So I do want to do that. This
Okay.
would...
That goes there.
That would go there. That's why I did it, because
Okay, got it.
we're going to do some stuff with...
Okay, so
Dimension
his
Creeper.
ability does not happen, but
these do.
Okay, and then Dimension Creature, if you have a grade 3 or greater soul, it gets plus 5, continues on the rear guard. From the soul, put this card at the bottom of your deck, soul charge 3. Got it.
Yep. So we're going to do that one right away.
Okay, so counterblast 1, shove it on the bottom.
Soul charge 3.
One. Yes,
2.
heal trigger, go away.
3. So that's 2 grade 2s, which means that he gives... Well, first off, these guys, I put 3 cards in, so...
4 cards in. The Dimension Creeper and then 3 more.
Yeah, so they already had 1.
Okay, got it.
1 increment, and so it's going to be plus 20.
Got it. And see, this is why we guarded with the 5k early, so now we're only at 1 damage, so we can just kind of let him go nuts this turn.
Okay, and then, because I put 2 in, then that'll pop off, and it'll give 5k twice to 3 units.
Grade 2 or greater. Yeah, it's an auto Vanguard when a grade 2 or greater is put into your soul by ability. 3 rear guards get plus 5. Yep, so that ability goes off twice.
Yep. So these are at plus 30 now.
Mm-hmm. Next time we play, guys, we'll get some cleaner white dice so you can see the numbers a little bit better. This is going on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so if you guys have any suggestions or comments, or would just like us to talk less or more, feel free to make comments below. And then we're trying to be more informative about this, so if you want to have any suggestions, again, let us know.
So then we'll use Flirtatious Succubus's ability. So in the soul, I can counterblast 1, call her, well, technically back to my hand, and discard a card. Call her back to my hand, and then I'll play her immediately.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Did you call this here this turn?
Yes.
Okay, you should have called it. You should have left this open.
I didn't think about that.
Pretend we're smart at this game. So normally, obviously, you don't get to switch like this, but like nothing has changed on the board. So since we're just both still learning, we're going to let him switch it.
Okay, so then we'll learn from last turn. We'll attack with Flirtatious Succubus. So it's 36 plus 8 is 42 at your Vanguard.
42, and right, you're at 5. You have no cards.
I have 1 card. Sorry.
1 card. Okay, I will take it. So 42. Yeah.
Okay, at the end of the battle, it goes into my soul, and then we'll retire Laurel there, because that's just non-place, right?
Correct. It's just
non-place.
Inactivated. Yep, this is inactivated. Yep.
All right, and because a unit was retired, this would pop off again. So it would gain 5 here, and because something went into the soul, this, and then it'll get another 5, so it's going to go up to 40. This would get power, but it doesn't matter right now because I don't have a way to attack with it.
Got it.
Oh, and then I soul charge 2 as well because I retired one of your units. So there's 2 grade 2 or more, so this would increase
by another 10.
Another 10.
Okay.
And this would also increase by a 10, and then because 2 cards went in, it actually gets another 10 as well.
Perfect. Okay.
And now we'll swing with the Vanguard.
Okay.
That's a really big number. 66 plus 12, or 65. No, 66 plus 12.
Okay, so, alright, so in this deck, we got to make sure we have enough cards to have a full board when we go for our kill turn. And we want to use this. So I kind of want to just count off my cards. So I need this for sure. I need this for sure. I need this as an attacker, and I have this. So that's 4, and preferably this is another booster, which gives me these left to defend with, assuming he retires everything, which I don't see a way that could happen, but like I always just want to be conservative. And this is most likely going to hit no matter what, so I'm just going to perfect guard the Vanguard.
Okay. Checks. Critical trigger. Everything here. To the rear guard. Put 10 there. And a Dimension Creeper. Those are added to my hand.
Okay. So we saw a Dimension Creeper and then a crit trigger.
Yep.
And an unknown, and none of them are protect markers. Yep. So this is 2 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage, and I've got the cards I need to win, so I don't really care. I'm only at 2, so I don't really care what this is. So power, and doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. I go.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and like I told you guys, I draw triggers like a boss. Every turn, all day. Okay, so we have a couple ways to do this. I can ride this guy and then get another force marker. But if I do that and I drive check into another Dayusha, I don't get to activate his ability. So I would rather just call this as a rear guard. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Dayusha, and then call Miracle Dandy. And let's see, how do I want to do this? Now, since we're not on Dayusha, I have to have a Laurel to get a power bonus. So I have to call this Laurel. And because I still want him to be forced to have to use 2 cards to guard, I'm going to just call over the Army Penguin. With this Dimariner, you activate his ability, Soul Blast 1. Same abilities active. He has to call 2 cards if he wants to call or if he wants to call anything. And then I'll activate Commander Laurel, counterblast 1, rest 4 units, one of which can be himself. And that doubles his power and gives him a crit. So his base power is 13, 23, 33. So he's at 66 and 2 damage. And we're going to attack. So 66 for 2 damage.
66 for 2 damage.
All right, now, and whenever you call a card from hand, you have to call 2 cards from hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so explain what you just did here. What was that for?
So, because Dantarian allows me to guard with grade 2s from my soul, I just separated my grade 2s that I can guard with, so that I remember that I have them. They're still in my soul right now, but I can use those to guard.
Okay.
And if I was to guard and that number wasn't that as high, I wouldn't have to use 2 cards from my hand. But I think that guy gets an extra 10k if I have 10 or more cards in my soul. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have that.
Okay, so to keep him active, you can only guard with 2 more cards from your soul?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And since is this a continuous ability or an auto?
It's an auto. When retired or
when placed, if you have 10 or more cards. Okay, so since all these abilities go off one at a time, it's when it's placed. It's when it placed, he had the 10 cards. He can now guard with the remainder of his grade 2s, and it would still be active.
Okay.
If this was a continuous skill, then the power would go down on the shield.
Good to know. Then we'll guard with another 2, so that's 15, 25.
So we're at 15, 25.
You have another attack too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see your way out of this, but we'll try. So.
Okay, and you have to call another card.
Oh, we're going to.
Okay, and since now he can't call he can't call this card because he can't call an additional card with this.
Oh, I can only use.
Yeah, you can. If you call 1, you have to call 2. So if you can't call a second one, you can't play that.
Ooh. Oh, I see. Oh, that's really dirty. Okay.
Yeah. So it keeps perfect guards from being called by themselves, and it also prevents you from guarding with your last card in hand.
20, 25, 40.
So this should be 60k, right? Because this is 15 and 5 is 20. Another 20 is 40, and this is a 15 and a 5 is 60. So we're at 72. I'm at 66. So right now it's a 1 to pass.
Okay. So if I threw down another 5.
If you intercepted with a 5, you would go up to a 77, which would be 2 to pass.
Let's do that.
Okay, 2 to pass.
2 to pass.
Heal trigger. Power over here. No heal. Nothing. Okay, so he has successfully guarded that attack, but I've still got a 23, and he's at 5.
Okay, so actually,
okay, so
because I had 10 or more, he goes to the bottom of the deck.
Great.
How much is that?
23.
Oh, man.
And he could guard with these 2 cards from Soul, which would put him at 22, but wouldn't matter because the 23 would sneak over. So because of this ability, it prevents him guarding with that last card in his hand. So
I have to take it then.
Nope. And we got it.
Rip.
D-Police got it.
Mm-hmm. So I also learned that Dantarian on, like if it attacked a rear guard and it kills the rear guard, that is considered retiring as well.
Correct.
So then that would also pop off his ability. And I can soul charge too.
When you would call guard, it doesn't matter how the card's retired, just matters that it's retired during your turn. So, pretty relevant stuff if you're at high damage and you want to just force through some numbers. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, I'm going to power shuffle.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and I had G-assist. That didn't help.
Yeah, you were down 2 cards. That would have helped. That would have made the game totally different if you had those two last cards. So was that? Do you think that was a good hand for you or an average hand for you?
It was a really bad hand.
It was a really bad hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Really bad.
Like you had double Doreen and you were making really huge numbers and you still think that was a really bad hand?
It was a really bad hand because I didn't have First off, the G assist really sucked, and I want to get Dark Soul Conductor into my soul as soon as possible, because if I use him to guard, it's with Dontarian. That is the 15k, and then also he gets back into my deck at the bottom.
Sure.
Which is very helpful for decking out. If I can get 3 at the
to
bottom.
Prevent decking out. We don't want to help deck out.
If I can get, I think it was 3 of them, I can kind of prevent myself entirely from decking out, because I would soul charge 2 whenever I retire stuff and be them, and on your turn I can guard with those 2
and then
put them
go
back
back
in deck, and I would have 3 cards all the time. It wouldn't be any drive checks or anything like that. But
so that means you could never attack with your Vanguard then?
I could attack with the Van.
No, because you couldn't do it if you had. You could only do it if you had all 4 as the last 4 cards. Because you draw for turn, then soul charge 2. Because if you only had 3, you draw for turn, soul charge 2. That's 0 cards that die.
Yes.
But so if you had all 4, you can, air quotes, not deck out, go infinite, I guess.
A really slow way of doing it, but yeah.
Do it old school Angel Feather style with Refros and just go infinite.
That's fair and balanced.
Yeah, fair and balanced.
Is it still banned, right?
Restricted? Refros is at 1.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's not reasonable. Basically, the only thing left that's banned in premium are cards that can go infinite or cards that make the game last arbitrarily long times.
Right.
And the only Elizabeth isn't banned in America. But that's because no one plays it because the deck sucks.
Wait, what's that one for?
That's the Neo Nectar stand trigger. That, with that and the grade, I don't remember. Inverno is the grade 4 that lets you like you for every counterblast you get to reshuffle it back in and then flip some cards over. So it just to complete the loop takes like 15 or 20 minutes just of physical shuffling. Like if there was an online client, Bushy Road, make an online client. If there was an online client, it would take 3 minutes, but being that you have to physically shuffle it back in and then take a random off the top of your deck, and then for every time you hit it again, you get to countercharge, and it's just annoying.
Okay, I see. Okay.
And you can set up near infinite power with it. Basically infinite, because once you get to like 75, they're not guarding anyway, so you just do that until you're at close to time, then attack, and then you're ahead on damage and win.
Gross.
It was really bad for like the 2 tournaments it was legal. Yeah, I was at some of those Spring Fests, and they just all went to time.
I can see that.
All right. So again, resolving mulligans here. So for me, I want to keep my ride target. This is a target I want to have on the rear guard because it affects the power of my Vanguard. The rest of my hand is garbage. So I will just put these on the bottom and try and hit a 1, 2, and a 3.
And obviously those are going back, those triggers. Dentarian I want to keep. Ruthven, I don't mind necessarily if he's in the soul, but I'd rather call him to a rear guard. And Demon Eater I don't need right now. She's nice, if I have.
Do you like
her.
Demon Eater?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it with the combination of this yet. I haven't really. I have like 1 or 2 of.
Yeah, because I tried it in the No Life King deck, and I wasn't a fan of it there. And it seems like Dentarian wants to like hang on to his soul, so I'm not sure. Not sure I like the card at all.
You
honestly.
use it. Well, really, you just use her for her counterblast 1, draw a card, and then gain 10k power. The additional Soul Blast 10 is only as a finisher.
Okay.
You don't even really consider using that, which is what opened my eyes to her.
Okay.
But
it's also wintered attacks, so you get to like power up Doreen's and stuff mid battle. So I guess that's okay. It's probably better with Dentarian because you can shove 2k. If you shove grade 2s in with this, you get to trigger your ability again.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, take it all back. It's better.
Okay, so this is my grade 1 ride target. This is my grade 2 ride target.
Perfect.
So I am good to go.
So he has the stones. So for me, I have our primary grade 3 that we want to start on. I would rather have Mad Spectre, but I only play 3 in this build, so you're not going to hit it that often. But like any grade 2 is honestly fine. And then either grade 1. You don't want to shove a Commander Lore on the soul because you have no way to like fish these guys back out. But in any given matchup, one of these grade 1s is going to be good. So again, normally our Vanguards would be face down and we wouldn't know what we were playing. But once I saw his starter, I would know which Vanguard I would want to go with. Since he's playing a Protect clan, I'm going to ride Commander Laurel and keep this. If he was playing anything else, then I would ride this and then play with Commander Laurel. And the reason for that is because all the Excel clans are going to have low hand size anyway. And so like just having gigantic power is perfectly fine. So so that's our hands. You lost, so you pick.
I'll go first.
Okie dokie.
I think. Yeah. Stand and draw. Ride Dimension Creeper. Draw a card, and your go.
Okay. Draw.
Also, Dimension Creeper is just a nice solid body. Because if I have a grade 3 in my soul, he gets 5k power. Which he then becomes a 13, which now magically I can hit without any Dantarian boosts.
Awesome. Okay, so now what's awkward for me is I drew a second Commander Laurel, and he's at an 8, so I really want to hit with this first damage because the early chip damage in this game really stacks up because you want to get them to 4 or 5 relatively quickly. Ideally, they'll be on 3 by the time you ride your grade 3, because then all your crits like really are dangerous. But we didn't get lucky, so I'm still going to ride the Commander Laurel. Draw a card from the starter, and then attack 6. If I had had another Army Penguin in hand, I for sure would have called it as a booster.
I will take that.
Okay, crit, 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 crit. Draw trigger, I'll take it. Power and draw.
Alright, and then Dantarian.
Yay! Get out of here. Your turn.
Alright, so we draw, and then we'll ride Dark Soul Conductor, which is my B. And we'll just keep it with that, because I don't want to use up too many cards in my hand right now. Especially any retiring effects. So we'll just attack for 9.
Okay, so again in this deck, since you saw how in last game how much power he put out on his like big attack turns, so I want to try to stay at low damage. And you also notice that I didn't use much counterblast basically throughout the entire game. So I am, let's see, he can get up to 19, so I need to get up to a 20 to guard it. So a 15k shield will get the job done. Nothing. Okay.
Fail.
Okay.
Here you go.
My turn.
Yep.
Draw. And we did get lucky and hit our Mad Spectre, so there's that guy, and then I will attack. Let's see, do I want to call another Duder guy? Well, since he's going to get to ride grade 3, and he'll get to play Alluring Succubus first and kind of get to eat my guys for free, I don't want to give him that opportunity, so I'm just going to attack 10 on his 9. When playing Dimension Police, you want to try to be conservative with your rear guards because, again, you're a combo deck. So you want to like flop all your guys down at once, make a big push for damage, and then make them answer your whole board. If they can generally answer your whole board twice, you're probably going to lose anyway. But that's also because this deck only has 1 set of support right now.
I'll guard that with a critical trigger, so I believe it's no
pass. Yeah, I can get up to 20, so you've got a 24k shield,
yeah.
So no pass. Heal trigger, so power and no heal. All right, your turn.
Stand and draw.
Again, in these early points in the game, I'm playing a similar deck to him where I just make Vanguards really large, so he wants to use his shields to get kind of free blocks, as it were.
Okay, so I would actually really like Demon Drake of Death Bow in this hole, so we'll ride him first. And he's got no Vanguard skill.
Okay, he doesn't get, let's see. When placed, your soul has 5 cards or more. Okay, and okay, just rear guard. Okay, cool. So.
And I actually don't want to call anything else.
Cool.
I think.
So with 2 decks like this, where you kind of want to build a big combo turn, like it becomes this weird cat and mouse game where you like don't want to take damage, but you do want to take damage. Okay, because I'm at 0 and I do need 1 counterblast, and we're not playing against Geese and Premium, I am going to take it.
All right, here we go. Dantarian and another ball.
Baby, and 2 grade 3s. Take 1.
All right, here we go.
Draw. All right, so now we're on grade 3 shenanigans times. Okay, write my grade 3 and get a force marker. All right, so how do we want to do this? I'll call Die Dragon, Soul Blast 1, and give my Vanguard +5. And then if my Vanguard's at 35k or more, then he gets +10. So let's see what we want to do here. Again, Miracle Dandy's an excellent card just to have out the front row because it's going to be a 15k shield regardless. It's like calling a trigger that can intercept. It's really convenient. How do I want to do this? Well, he's got a bucket of cards, and I think he's going to take this damage anyway because he probably wants the counterblast to work with. Okay, so I am, let's see, I am at 13, 23, 28. So if I rest 2 rear guards, I'll be at 48. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest 2 rear guards. I'm going to be at 48. And I'm going to go 48 with a crit on your Vanguard.
Yeah, I do want to. I would like to take that, actually.
And so that's why we didn't call this guy, because I thought he was going to take it regardless. So power and draw. And nothing.
Okay.
So he takes 2.
Flirtatious, and then a Demon Eater.
Perfect. So now we've kind of got him where we want him. He's going to have a good turn, but we've got a good hand to defend with. And then we're going to take a little damage, but he's in range for kill turns next turn. Hopefully, we'll just get him to use a whole bunch of cards on the following turn. So, your turn.
All right. Stand and draw. All right, cool. We'll ride Dantarian. Gonna need another Protect gift. Okay.
Protects are annoying against this deck.
Really just any deck.
They're especially annoying against this deck because I just like try to make Superman down the middle.
Okay. Do you have one in there already? Okay. Another Flirtatious Succubus. And then I think we'll play Dimension Creeper.
Okay. So I'm already starting to see his board like set up so where both my rear guards are most likely going to die. They have the ability to die, and then he can get potentially a gigantic boost in power to a pile of rear guards. So.
All right, and then we'll use Dimension Creeper from the soul.
Goes to the bottom.
Counterblast 1.
And Soul Charge 3.
1, 2.
Grade 1, grade 0, grade 0. Yes! Get out of here, triggers.
Okay, because I put a grade 2 or greater into the soul.
No, you didn't. You put a grade 1.
Was it 1?
1, 0, 0.
Oh, alright, well, how about we do that again then?
This filthy cheater. Okay, well, hit another creeper so that can go there. And then 1. Yes. Okay, there's a grade 2.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 grade 2. So we got 1 plus 5 to 3 units. Thankfully, we don't have any Doreens on the board, so I don't have just a million power to face down now.
Alright, and because I already have another grade 3 in the soul,
okay,
he gets another 5k as well.
Perfect.
So it's a 10.
Excellent.
Really wish I had that grade 1. That would be beneficial. Alright, actually, we'll attack with this one, 13 at your Vanguard.
13. Alright, so if it's 13, I will just take this opportunity to 5k intercept.
Okay. Alright, at the end of that battle, this gets put into the soul, because the grade 2 went in. This actually gets 10, and then this will get 15. And then I soul charge 2 because retired unit.
Yes, more triggers. Woo! So good at this game.
And then, actually, we're gonna retire that one. Sorry,
Okay.
that's what I would have retired.
Yep, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything gets blown up.
Yep. All right, and then Dantarian will attack for 12.
12. So if I'm feeling real lucky, and I don't think he's gonna get any triggers, then I could no guard this because I'm at 13 and he's at 12. This is where I'm going to do a trigger count. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nothing in the damage.
Okay, so you've got 10 potentials left. So I'm just going to guard with this heal trigger. So no pass.
All right.
So, yeah.
Crit and power.
Okay.
Okay. So this is actually 28 plus 15. 28 plus 8 is 32.
For 2 damage?
36. Yeah, 2 damage.
Okay, so I'm going to perfect guard this.
Okay.
And then discard this other draw trigger that's useless. And I want to stay at low damage. Again, I don't need a lot of counterblast in this deck. This is going to use 1 counterblast next turn, which is the one I have. And so I just want to make sure I use his ability during the main phase. So I still only need 1.
Okay.
So, and again, we saw him last game put up big numbers, so we just want to stay at low damage.
And there's nothing to retire there, so
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it doesn't. It's not mandatory to put into the soul. Then I would choose only yours, but I can't, so it goes in.
Okay. That's it, man.
Or it's not.
At the end of battle, they're attacked.
It's not optional. It is.
Oh, you're right. It is not optional.
That's right.
Yep, it is not optional, so it has to go in.
Yep.
Yay, got rid of 5k shield. Okay, alright, so stand and draw.
I can use the 5k shield again.
It's a fact. Alright, so this is where we just call a big board. So call this guy. Call this Die Brave. Call Die Mariner, Commander Laurel, and Dayusha. Okay. Die Mariner's skill, Soul Blast 1. So when you call a card from hand, you have to call 2 cards from hand. Die Brave skill, Soul Blast 1. And my Vanguard gets +5. Okay. So let's see. Then we're going to rest these. So I got 5. And I'm going to rest the 3 rear guards in the back to give my Vanguard +30. So we're at 13, 23, 28 plus 30 is 58. And I don't know if you remember me talking about this in the beginning, but like how I said that like you wanted to have the 15k shields in your hand because you would often see boards where you have a bunch of grade 3s in the front row. That's exactly what we're seeing here. So deck building. All right, 58 and a crit.
Okay. We will perfect guard that.
Okay, one more card.
Checking. Throw down him.
Yep, anything, it doesn't matter.
But he actually gets soul as well, but yeah.
Perfect, and then activate the perfect guard skill.
Get rid of that.
Okay, okay, so it is officially guarded. And drive check number 1, draw trigger. Okay. So well, my Vanguard's at 30k or more, so this has already got a +5 and a crit.
And that's just a body, right?
This is just a body, yep. Alright, so I'm going to give the 10k here and draw a card and draw trigger. Well, let's just spread out the love here. So 10k over here and draw a card. And because I'm the best at this game in the whole world, I hit Great Dayusha. So we're going to ride this guy and get another force marker right there on the Vanguard. And then he gets +10 from the on-ride skill. And then he gives the front row another +10 when he comes onto the board. So that makes this a 20, this a 20, and this a 20. Okay. And then we're going to go right at the Vanguard again. So 13 and 40, 53.
Put that down, and then we'll pay for it with this critical trigger.
Okay. So that is guarded. And drive checks, nothing. And heal trigger, but I'm at 1, so that's fine. And I'll put the power here. Okay, so let's go attack with this. Actually, let's attack with this guy first. So this is 43 for 1 damage. Now these you don't need 2 cards to guard with. Yeah. Vanguard. So because this guy only affects my Vanguard.
Gotcha.
So these you can guard normally.
Okay. So that was 43, you said?
43.
So let's throw down heal trigger. And we'll throw down that as well.
That's 35.
35.
So you're at 47 right now, so that's enough.
Okay.
Right? Because that gets plus 10, right?
Yeah,
This guy
plus
gets
10, so it's 15.
As long as you have 10 soul, which you should more than have.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 soul. Okay. All right, so then we're going to attack with this guy, and he is 13, 23, 33, 38, 38, and a crit. My guys get swole. You can only do your guardless soul trick if you're at 10 or more soul, right? You can do it in whenever. Whenever. It's only the other guy that affects 10 or more soul. Okay, got it.
I can only call
Sorry, I played a lot of Dark Irregulars in the G era, and all they cared about was having 10, 13 souls, so you had to keep your soul count high basically all the time.
And how much is that again?
13, 23, 33, 38, and a crit.
Oof. I'm just going to take that.
Cool.
First check, awful nail. Second check, a draw trigger. So power there, draw.
Your turn.
Let's see. This is rough. This is rough, Chief.
This is what we call just like we drew it up.
Did I... Oh, that's what I was going to do. So let's move up. Dimension Creeper. And on top of it, we'll call Ruthven.
Okay.
Ruthven lets me put it into the soul.
Okay.
And then I can't. Oof. It's a lot of damage I have to do in one turn.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. I'm only at 5. You don't know how hard I'm not going to guard anything?
I know. I'm just hoping for. Keep this because it doesn't matter. All right.
You're going to use the Dimensional Creeper?
Yep.
Cool.
To the bottom of. Actually, I don't want to call this.
Okay.
Bottom of its soul charge. Shucks, I misplayed. But
1, a 2, 3. Yeah, another Dimension Creeper and a 15k shield for free.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that popped off twice.
Okay.
He cannot give himself. A Dantarian can't give himself any power.
Okay.
But okay, so that was that. And then because I put 3 cards in.
Well, you put the original Dimension Creeper, then Dimension Creeper put 3 cards in.
So that's
and
4.
4 cards, right? So that should be a plus 20.
That's right. And then let's do.
You hit another Dimension Creeper too.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Flirtatious Succubus first,
Okay.
and then we'll get
Got
rid of Bale.
Got it.
And then that Dimension Creeper
Okay.
as well.
So we're at
That was a
7 cards.
All my
So,
counterblocks are gone.
5 and 3.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, that hurts. This card's really cool, especially with Dantarian.
What's it do?
So whenever you drive check,
Trigger.
trigger.
The card yourself. That's cool.
So you get all the abilities, you just don't get it to your hand. But then you, because cards were put into your soul, and you have chance to.
That's cool.
I have chance to get over the guard that you set as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's got to make guarding super awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
so
it ever happens.
Did any grade 2s go in? No.
No. Okay.
No.
But
Okay.
I put 3 of which you already did that.
Already did that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I should have called her out first before I started doing the Dimension Creepers, because then she would have gained power.
Okay.
But I didn't think about it before. But
Okay.
she doesn't have to hit. She just has to attack your Vanguard. So we'll attack
Okay.
for 8.
Okay, I will not guard.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That goes in.
You would like to murder something.
I would.
Kill it dead.
I feel like we need to get rid of Laurel.
All right, Laurel. Just to give you a heads up, Laurel's not important here anymore.
Okay.
Like, because I've already got 2 force markers.
That's
like,
true.
Like, this is already going to be a 33. Like, I would probably hit this.
Yeah, it was in between the 2.
So
let's get rid of that one then.
Okay.
Alright, because I retired a rear guard.
Uh-huh.
First off, I put a card into my soul,
Uh-huh.
which I'll just go up to 4. And I retired a rear guard.
Yeah.
So that's another 5K as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
5. Okay. Man, you really needed a booster under there.
I did. I didn't really have anything. I had a grade 3 and a grade 2.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. Another 20K shield gets the job done. Nothing. Okay, so now then you have a couple of options here.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you attack my Vanguard, you deal me a point of damage. Which, if I drew the 4th one of these,
Mm-hmm.
it turns that ability on.
Right.
But if you attack the rear guard, like it's also fine, and it keeps me low on damage. It's however you want to do it. Yeah. I personally wouldn't give me the counterblast.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because, like, I can't kill you anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah. So,
yeah,
like,
so we'll attack your rear guard then.
okay, yeah, he is super dead. Okay. All right.
Yep.
And that's why leaving me with the Laurel is fine. You can just kind of bleed it off.
All right, because you have to have the 4 units, so you have to call cards from your hand.
Yep. Well, and it takes a counterblast, so
yeah,
it kind of doesn't matter. But the only thing that does matter is I'm way better at this game, so I just drew another grade 3. So I think that was the right play.
Yeah.
Just to not leave me with anything. Okay, and activate his skill. Soul Boss 1, give another 5 to the Vanguard. 5. And let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's get some pingins up here. All right. And let's just rest this guy to give him +10. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to go... The Army Penguin with boosted by the Commander Laurel is going to go right over here at this Interceptor.
That's all right.
Okay.
I was going to intercept anyway.
Yup. And attack. So 13, 23, 33, 43, 53 from skill, 58 with a crit.
Okay. So let's go through and let's get everything that can guard out. Okay. 58.
15. 25. 30.
35.
35. That gets a 5K shield.
Uh-huh.
Sick.
And it's grade 2 or greater.
Okay, sick. So 35. 40.
So that means I'm...
well, you're not getting... Did you... Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to add
you should go ahead and guard with this because, like, you don't have any counterblasts. You can't buy back anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, but...
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm. And I have that.
Okay, so... And this only gets the bonus from Soul?
Nope, it's one placed.
Okay, when placed. And do you still have the 10 Soul?
I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Cool. So this is 15, 30, 40, 55, 55, plus 12 is 72. I'm at 58, so that's 2 to pass. Cool. Power on the Penguin.
Oh my.
Power on the Penguin.
Whew, okay.
Okay.
So these two go to the bottom of the deck.
Yep.
Everything else is... Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 13 and 2 triggers is 33. Army Penguin beats.
Are you kidding me?
Am I going to kill you with this Army Penguin? Yes! Don't doubt Army Penguin, man.
Dang it. Yeah.
Come on. No heal.
No
heal. Yes!
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Oh, man, Army Penguin!
How many heals do I have?
Oh, you soul charged 2, didn't you? Look at the bottom of your deck. This is the bottom of your... All 4 dimension creepers and 3 of those guys.
That's
Jesus.
what I gotta do.
All right. So
I also don't have... Yeah, oh yeah, that was 4.
Yeah, you had one heal left in your deck. So
Yep.
It was a safe bet. I mean, like you knew, you theoretically knew like the bottom like 8 or 10 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you had like a 15% chance to hit.
It was close.
Also, like, could you have guarded 1 trigger?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could have guarded 23. You just couldn't guard double trigger. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That double trigger got me. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, let's lay out the decks real fast so we can give people an idea of what we were playing. Cool. So, do you learn anything? Anything that you would change or not change or whatever?
I should probably have some countercharge in here.
Are there any countercharge in
There's
that?
two
plan?
different kinds, but
Okay.
the only problem is it's a little difficult to find the room with this build that I was thinking of. So I just decided to wing it, and we'll see where we go.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the deck hardly uses countercharge. I think there's 2 things that countercharge, so maybe it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I like my grade 1s. I want to do more combat tricks with. I guess we'll get.
Yeah,
to it.
Dentarian getting like it feels like you should like cut some of your grade 1s and play like 14 grade 2s to like turn that on a lot more often.
I was thinking that, but my grade 1s are like they're good and important.
Yeah. Well, something I've learned from Standard in general is just to like not be afraid to like go away from the standard lineups.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I'm playing a more standardized lineup, but like if your deck calls for it, just kind of like do your own thing. Like,
Yep.
So what we're doing right now, guys, is just kind of laying out the lists so everyone can kind of see what we were playing today. And if you want to use the list, feel free to do so. If you don't want to, think we're wrong, or think that you want to try cards that are different, let us know. We're more than happy to provide feedback on the channel, see if why we made certain choices over other choices, etc., etc. Just as a heads up, the way I generally build the decks in Standard is I kind of do what Bushy Road tells me and take all the high rarity stuff, kind of start with that, and then see what cards I do and don't like. I think that's kind of the baseline for everybody, at least. For everyone at least tries to do, and then kind of go from there. So it's going to be real awkward if one of us lays out our decks and they weren't properly built. It's going to put it all out for the crowd.
Like Armor.
Yeah. Oh, you only had 12 triggers, you filthy cheater. Oh, you had 18 triggers, you animal. Hopefully that's not going to be the case. Shouldn't be. So, okay, so just so I'll start just so while he's still setting up his deck. So, this is 10 grade 3s, 11 grade 2s, 12 grade runs, 16 triggers in the starter, obviously. Big changes here is I play 2, I don't know, I shouldn't say big changes. The things that I do, I play 2 Silbard, Mass Police Leader. He's good, but he's only good like on your second ride turn, so kind of like your finishing turn. He's not really good in the early game, and you basically never ever want to ride him because he doesn't get a skill on the Vanguard, so he can't ride him in like late game and try and get a free crit or anything. It's just unfortunate, it doesn't work that way. So there's that. But that's why I only play 2. I don't play some lists I've seen play 3, but I don't like 3. So
Well, 3 sounds a little too much.
yes, like I think it is, but some people swear by it. But anyway, Die Dragon is at 4. Just because it has an activate skill that powers up stuff. We've already talked over why I play these guys over Mass Police Crit Guy and Miracle Cutie Draw Card Lady. This is a lot of people do play these. I'm not a fan of this for the main reason, the same thing I said earlier. Because I play 8 draws, I like the additional shield, and because you're often resting your guys with this guy, this is almost never getting turned on anyway. So I just don't play them, and I like the additional shield that both of these additional grade 2s provide. So lets you kind of reserve hand for on your big combo turns. And then these 2 units are for different. This is basically for the Protect clients. You can force them out extra guard. And then Laurel is for just a good card in general. and then this is your primary ride target and kind of does what Die Dragon does, lets you Soul Blast and power up stuff. The other thing is I play 4 crit, 8 draw. I like that because, you know, again, it gives you additional hand size, and you saw that my Vanguard had additional crit or was freestanding every turn, so the 5 and 6 crits don't really matter. So that's where I'm at. What about you?
I am playing a little bit. It's focused more on the Dantarian build. I tried with a mix with NLK and Dantarian, but to me it just feels like the 2 cards are they don't mesh very well. And so I'm focusing more on the Dantarian.
That's because No Life King requires you to put 13 cards back into your deck, right?
No, you just need to have 13.
Okay.
Demon Eater's the one who you Soul Blast a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, so I have that, and we're doing 4 Dantarian. We're doing 3 Demon Duke of Death Ball because he gains shield and he's a grade 3. He also gives me a protect gift, which is great. Also, lets me retire something for a counterblast, but I don't really use that often.
Is that when he attacks, or?
Yeah, it's when he attacks. Counterblast 1, and I put another grade 2 in my field into my soul. So if I had a Ruthven that's done attacking or whatever, I can shove it into the soul because it's not as big of a deal. And we're running 3 because I don't really want him on the Vanguard, but it's not that bad to ride him because he still gives me a gift. Then 2 Demon Eater because I don't know if we were talking about before I started recording or not, but you don't have to use her Soul Blast 10. It's okay if you want to, if you have the extra soul to give, but she's really good because when she attacks, you counterblast 1, put another rear guard into your soul, and then you draw a card. So that would pop off during the thruster, or if you put a grade 2 in your soul, Dantarian would pop off as well. I think.
Now, when these guys go to the soul, when these guys go to the drop zone, or do they go to the bottom regardless, or only from their own skill?
They go to the bottom regardless.
Okay.
So
theoretically, you could just stack the bottom of your deck with these guys.
Exactly.
I see.
So yeah, you stack them with this, and then basically Dantarian, when he drive checks, you get them, but because they're not restricted from the soul when you guard from them, you can still throw them out, and then they go back to the deck, and it just kind of cycles through.
Nice.
And then so yeah, that's Dark Soul Conductor.
A little bit of deck out protection.
Exactly, and then Ruthven, in case any of your key pieces aren't exactly where you need them, you can use Ruthven to put them into your soul. That's what we did with Dimension Creeper. I can also like to do it with Dark Soul Conductor if I don't have one into my soul. I'm not playing Rockalakis because my grade 1s are a little tight at the moment.
I'm not sure what you'd change except for these, but I really like this card.
And I really like that card when it actually happens. So I'm not sure. I think more testing. But yeah, so he is a countercharge option. There's another countercharge option that I can't think of right now that I took out. Oh, it is a grade 2 9K. But that's a once per turn and whenever a unit's retired. But I found that wasn't happening very often. And plus, she's just sitting on the board. So she's a target. So it was just like one countercharge. I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled with her. Flirtatious Succubus is really solid.
Yeah, that's a decent retire option to let you snipe units when you need to.
Exactly, and I can call it back from my soul as well.
So something I noticed is that you use a lot more counterblast with this version, so you can't realistically play Gwen the Ripper anymore.
Correct. Back in the day, most people weren't really playing Gwen the Ripper. It was like maybe a 1 or 2 of, just because they were using a lot of counterblast before as well. So yeah, there's that. And then Awful Nail. It was between Awful Nail, Blue Dust, and Werewolf Seeger. Werewolf Seeger would be a good ride target because one attack I get to soul charge 2. But he also doesn't soul charge when he's placed from the rear guard, on the rear guard. And they get the same amount of power. So I figured why not Awful Nail instead, because either Vanguard
Does this
or
clan
Rearguard.
not have a vanilla 12K grade 2?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
So I don't know how you feel about those, but
I think it depends on the clan.
Yeah, it's I've been a big fan of the vanilla 12s, especially when you're going second, because it lets you kind of reserve hand, and especially against mirror matches or other Excel decks, when they're trying to poke you with 9s and you're just sitting on a 12.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel about them, but
I might try it. I don't know, but this is really the only flexible spot I have right now.
That's been the weird part the problem that I've had with Dark Irregulars in general is that so many of your pieces require you to soul charge and kind of turn your deck on. that you don't get to play good cards that are just generic good cards like OTT
Exactly.
does, where you just get to play like vanilla. You just get to play a playset of vanilla 12s because your Vanguard carries all your weight and kind of turns your whole deck on by himself.
Yep.
It's not like Dantarian's like soul charging 5 when you ride or anything crazy, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then Dimension Creeper, which I mean that's pretty
standard.
yeah, exactly.
You just kind of got to play it.
He's a power a beater by himself as long as I have a grade 3 and also soul charging.
Yeah.
During the Thrusters,
same
nuts.
thing. Yeah, it's insane.
Pathfinder of Wind is my favorite tech card, but I hardly ever get to use him. So when I drive check a trigger unit, I get all the effects of the trigger unit, then I put it into the soul, and then I can soul charge 2. So that's important because Dantarian, if I soul charged a grade 2 or greater, Dantarian would pop off. So even if you guarded with like a 2 to pass, whatever, and I got 1 trigger or whatnot, I put all the power on Dantarian, and then I put any extra power, like if he's boosted by this.
Sure.
And then he gets extra power.
So you lose the trigger, but you trade it off for an additional trigger, basically.
Yeah, a lot of power. Yeah. So I like him. I think 2 is good enough. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever. It's still a 7K. Like I still wouldn't play it at
exactly.
1, 2. Like having a 15K, God forbid, rear guard would be just awful.
Yep.
So.
Alluring Succubus is really solid.
Just a grade 3 searcher, right? Checks
exactly.
top 7 for grade
Searcher,
3s.
and then especially if you were playing No Life King, it's really good with No Life King as well because you can put Master of Fifth Element or another NLK into the deck, and then you have basically you're turned on as soon as you have another NLK in, which is great. So
that's
still
like you only have one card that you really want to ride though, so it always makes sense to play something like this.
Exactly. Plus, if I search a Bale through her and a Dantarian goes to my hand, Bale goes into my soul, and I can guard with him from the soul. So
yeah, makes sense.
There's some synergy there. And then I'm playing 6 crit and 6 draw because it's just pretty standard. I need.
Well, this deck doesn't draw as much as some of the other Protect clans, so it makes sense for the extra draw triggers.
Yep. And then the crits are really nice as well.
Do you ever worry about decking out, or do you just not come up?
I haven't really gotten there. Before, I think yesterday I played a game where I had 1 card left in my deck. But other than that, not right now with this current build, but I haven't played enough to really.
Cool. Anything you would change or add, or like cards you didn't like? Something that I noticed is that like the way that this was like you were always fishing for grade 2s or greater. I think that if I were to play the deck, I would probably cut the grade 1s down to like 10 grade 1s, and then just like mulligan hard for them, and then just play more grade 2s.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure even what you'd cut. Like I can definitely see shaving this and like making it one of those. Just that way you're more likely to hit your grade 3s, but that only frees up 1 spot, and like I'm not even sure that that's worth it.
If I did that, then I don't need as many grade 3s then, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, but you still want to hit 2. You know.
Yeah.
You still want to want to look and like hit 2. Yeah, but like then if you add another grade 2, this is one of the many clans that I wish you could play like 14 triggers. Like you just want to play like 16. A little bit less, and then just play like a couple more of your other grade 1s and 2 slots.
The only thing I might consider cutting down would be maybe a Bale or maybe a Demon Eater, and then maybe a Dimension Creeper.
Yeah. Just
because it's counterblast heavy, and I don't need I don't really need to countercharge or soul charge that much. It's great early game, and it's also a beater, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I like these. The things that I was a fan of, obviously this is good. I really liked this. I liked this. I liked this. I liked this and this. And the one time we saw this, I thought it was like really cool. Even though I only found 1 grade 3, I was like, like checking top 7 for 2 cards is like a big deal. So.
Yep, and that's the only time that's only happened once. Like even when I do test hands, I can still usually get 3. So it's pretty easy to get more than the 1.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's all I have. Yeah, so ideally we're going to do this once, maybe twice a week going forward. Depends on how popular the internet likes these kind of things. Again, if you guys want to see a different format or want to hear us talk less or talk more, whatever you guys want to hear, just let us know. We're happy to oblige. Over time, we're going to be working through the different clans and decks and matchups and stuff. So if there's something specific that you want to see or a build that you want to see, let us know. There will definitely be tons of Bermuda stuff when it comes out. I'll definitely be playing the Fishy Ladies. a lot. So there's that. I don't have anything else. Cole, do you have anything else?
No.
By the way, I'm David. This is Cole. I don't know if we went through introductions. We'll put some banners or something up to kind of tell where we're at and what's going on. I'm the store manager at Monster Games. We'll have links to the store and where you can buy singles and stuff like that. And if you're in the Cincinnati area where we are located, we do Vanguard every Monday night and every Friday night. So if you want to come out and play, feel free. If not, just be cool in the chat and in the comments. See you guys.
Bye-bye.